can.
There he is.
Well, happy Tuesday.
It is Tuesday, Frank. It's Tuesday.
Happy Tuesday. Look at this. We're getting good with the days now.
And it's day 28
of the quarantine.
4 weeks.
And the underwinds today. Yes, the underwinds today. Under 207. See? They're back at it. It's funny because Mr. Rourke and Mr. Constantino have been the ones back and forth on the time. And also, Dennis pointed out that, reminded me that I need a haircut and a shave. I have embraced the scruff a little bit.
Yeah.
I've been trying to clean it up a little bit.
You kind of toyed with that a little bit before.
We'll
You've done that before.
Yeah. But the hair is, I don't know what's going to happen. I did trim a little bit.
Well, Frank, if you want, I could do like what Gwen Stefani and Blake Shelton did, and I would be happy to trim your hair for you.
I might be in favor of the buzzing or trimming the sides.
Yeah, that's what they did.
But nobody's cutting the top. I'm not.
No, I wouldn't touch the top.
So I feel like I'm gonna wind up with one of those. What do they call them? The gentleman cuts where they shave and you do the hair gets long type thing.
Oh, okay. I think they call it a mullet.
No, not the mullet. No, not a mullet. Oh God, we all had. Yeah. No. Well, good afternoon, happy Tuesday, and welcome to Rabs live from Rabs inside Rabs Country Lanes. We're a little punchy this morning for a couple of different reasons. I didn't get to tell you this. So before we went live, Naz was asking questions about the Tiger King and Joe Exotic, and
totally have no idea.
You should just watch it, just to you should just experience the madness that this Tiger King show is. Yeah. I haven't finished it yet, but I know a lot of the story. The crazy part about the story is that this guy ran for governor of Oklahoma.
Did he?
And got votes. Yeah. Now, again, we talked about this a little bit, but I did mention this to my friends in Oklahoma, and I think they're crazy. Now, they didn't vote for Joe Exotic, but
we would hope at least they're not admitting if they did.
Oh, I know, definitely one of them did. Definitely, my friend Mandy certainly did. I mean, if she did, then it was strategic. I don't believe
to draw votes away from someone else.
Possibly, so that happens. That's real. No. So we can't talk about the Tiger King, but later in the show, when the executive director of the Staten Island Zoo, Ken Mitchell, joins us, we can certainly we can talk about the tiger concerns.
Yes, and all the animals actually.
A lot. So now, Naz, you've got Ronnie Dodd says he got 17% of the vote in Oklahoma. I think that's crazy. And Ronnie also wants you to do a live cut. Again, no.
See, Ronnie, it's a great idea, right? Frank, I think we're in.
All right. We'll think about it.
You may have to bring your razor in.
Again, you and your ideas get us into trouble, but I don't know how I feel about that. I don't know. Angelica, we miss you too. 4 weeks too long without Rabs. Yes. And thank you for what you do in your line of work. She works at the
Thank you, Angelica.
We sent some food and she's popped in and said hello. And so
stay safe.
We miss you
safe.
too.
Yeah.
Speaking of missing people, yesterday we kind of joked around about our good friend Kenny Soto.
Yes, we were concerned.
We were concerned.
We'd only seen still photos of him with no speaking, and someone pointed out that it could have been photoshopped, but here he is.
Hey, everybody.
Hey, he's alive and well.
This could be recorded, though, pre-recorded.
Well, so what time is it right now? What day and time is it?
By your calendar, it is Tuesday. It's almost 2:10. So you did beat the clock. That was good.
All right, so there it is.
It's not pre-recorded. Look at that. So Joanne hasn't. So we checked in with you last week or whatever it was, and how are you holding up? How's it going?
Stir crazy, punch crazy, everything else. Joanne decided that today was a great day to clean. We took down all the window covers, the shades, unscrewing all the brackets, and then she went crazy with a vacuum cleaner and Windex, and then took me like 30 minutes to get it all back together again. So fun, just the fun times.
Listen, and I'm glad she's keeping you busy, and she didn't strangle you yet, and she didn't cut you. That you're here and able to enjoy it. Thank you for popping in every day and making us laugh as well.
Yes, in the feed, we like seeing you.
I guess they were doing some maintenance on the machine, so we could hear the pins actually fall.
Yeah,
and funny.
Yes.
Every once in a while, I'll turn on BLS, the software program for the school.
Oh yeah, it makes that noise.
Oh, that's a good idea. It gives you feel like it. We miss the sound tremendously. So when Jimmy and Michael are working, and we do get to hear it, they are off this afternoon. Usually Jimmy works Tuesday nights, and he's sticking, even though he doesn't have to, he's basically sticking to his regular schedule and not coming in on Tuesday.
I think it has more to do with that he fishes in the day, maybe on Tuesday.
It might be.
Or he goes out late on Monday, whatever. It has more to do with his fishing schedule than his work schedule.
Yeah, probably.
Excellent.
I didn't ask him about that. We're gonna have to have an interview with him again.
We'll bring him back and we'll talk about the fishing.
I forgot to ask him about his
I mean, it goes in line with our conversation about animals today. So we'll make sure we reach out to Jimmy and talk a little bit about fishing. So you have been working. You were telling me that. When when we asked Kenny to pop in with us, I said, hey, if you have to use audio only because you're not ready for the camera, by all means, that's okay if you look like a slob. But apparently, Mr. Gorgeous looks great.
Somebody is cutting his hair, though.
Somebody is cutting your hair. Did you?
No, it's gelled all the way back. This is all gelled.
Oh, well, maybe we can do that with you, Frank. Maybe we could just gel your hair back.
Yeah, that's not a look for me. Some people, it works for some people.
I have a picture of him from when he was like
I used to
8 that looked like that. So good.
Yeah, no, that used to be a thing. So funny that you said that because we have two memes of the day, and so here's one. And so one of the things we were talking about was web conferencing and conference calls, and you would appreciate this because you said you have done a couple today, and obviously for work.
Yeah.
How true might this be? Zoom meeting audio only and Zoom meeting with video.
Well, there's been meetings where they've been set up and they'll ask, well, why aren't you on video? They're like, oh, not today.
And it's funny because and tell me about, you could talk about your experience. We're doing more of these Zoom calls than ever before. Now, in some cases, we've used them in many organizations and groups and use the video or go to meeting. But now we're using it on a regular basis, and everybody's using it. However, it's no different than a conference call.
True.
Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Oh, I can't see you. No, your audio doesn't work. Oh, your video doesn't work. Oh, we have to. Oh,
go back out and come back in again.
There's always that one person where it's something. Their screen's black, and then all of a sudden they're there. And then on Zoom, they're playing with the virtual backgrounds. So what have your virtual meetings been like, Ken?
Well, so my boss's boss, so our group is trying to keep us sort of together. So he has actually a standing 8:45 meeting every day, and it's a video. And it's preferred if you do the video, but it's not mandatory. And we have people from Italy, UK, Mexico, Brazil, and then all over the U.S. all calling into this. Oh, and actually India. So there's some different time zones. And so today was White Day. So they actually pick a color. So that's why the shirt is white. We get ready and dressed, but we share the stories. But to your specific question, so you have all the screens with all the different people, and everyone's talking great, and like the third one goes blurry, and then every third word comes through, and then we do exactly that. Oh, you got to call in again. Oh, it's not working. Connection. Funny, and then they call out, and then it reshuffles the order of the people in it. So it's fun, but everyone is trying to keep together, at least to see each other and talk. So that's why the show that you're doing is great, because we see you and then we get to yearn about the bowling alley behind you.
Well, we appreciate that. I think I probably could talk about the Zoom thing all day because there's a lot happening when you get on a conference call with
Saturday Night Live. Actually, Saturday Night had a really funny skit on that, and they had two people who obviously were not technology savvy, and they were like too close to the camera, and they were out of focus off to the side. It was really funny. I got a kick out of it, and I needed a good laugh, so it was good to funny to watch.
Yeah, we're gonna have to do one with our team here. Get everybody on the horn, because we've been checking in text messages and group
back
chats,
and forth, right?
But we haven't done this, and so I think that's next. Although I might be a little worried.
Yeah.
Kenny, I don't know if people know, you work for Pfizer.
Yes.
You would talk about what's happening in your little world in that field? Because I think it's not something that, of course, that we're thinking of, but I'm sure there's a lot happening within the company and what you guys are doing.
Well, so all pharmaceuticals are basically holding nothing back. They're trying as hard as possible to find any smaller biotech company that might have something in the pipeline or might have something that has shown any kind of promise. And Pfizer actually did a deal with a German company again to try and help them get what their product out is faster. So Pfizer again is a much larger worldwide company, while this German company is smaller, so they can help them with both money, resources, lab time, scientists, etc. So that's where Pfizer's on this. But again, every pharmaceutical is doing their version of that, trying to find either if they had a product in the pipeline or not. And then the other thing is the azithromycin combination that they're talking about with
Yes.
that's actually a Pfizer drug. So the thing they're working on now is trying to figure out how to make it an injectable because it's only an oral today.
Yes.
So,
Yes.
because the patients who are extremely sick are intubated, it's kind of hard to get a pill down there. So now Pfizer's looking at trying to see if they can figure out a way to make that an injectable. And then I don't know where the hydrochloroquine is in terms of injectable, but again, that's another thing that Pfizer's trying to do, seeing that the people who are in the worst case are intubated. And so if they can try and make the drug easier to get in there to help, then that's the next step.
So, is that drug, the hydrochloroquine, is that also a Pfizer drug?
No. That I'm not sure whose it is, but I think it's gone full generic now because it's been out there for a very long time.
Right.
A lot of generic companies can make it and are making it based on their contracts in the past and things like that. I don't know whether the president has asked the pharmaceuticals to make that one if they don't already make it. I know he's asked for anyone who makes it to increase their production, but I don't think he's asked for other companies who have the manufacturing to jump on it yet, because I think they're waiting for that final push on the clinical trials, something that officially says, yes, 100% it works, and then he can pull the trigger. But as of now, he's only asked for anyone who's making it to increase it, but hasn't pushed beyond. But again, Pfizer's doing what they can with Zithromax or zithromycin.
Right.
That, again, it's theirs, but it's also gone generic. So again, there's a lot of companies that make it. It's just Pfizer's looking to, since they have a lot of the original knowledge to it, they're trying to figure out a way if they can expedite the injectable.
Check that out. See, look, you didn't know. Nobody knew what they were getting into today here live from Rob's and asking Kenny Soto to pop in with it. And that's great. And so Pfizer's not just a little blue pill. and that's the other misconception with a lot of the drug companies.
Yeah.
And you want to hope. And the president has talked a little bit about pushing them to do more or even manufacture here, and I think that's probably the larger concern,
part of it. Yes,
making sure that we have access to it quicker. So, that's great information. Thanks for sharing.
So I think part of the frustration comes with that is that people don't understand the process it takes to get a drug from what they're doing now, which is just basically treating people with an off-label to actually being able to use it as a treatment for that. Mm-hmm. People just say, "Oh, well, it's working. Let's just use it." That's a little complicated.
Well, a little sort of on that same scenario. So you have multiple drugs that do the same thing. And then people ask, well, why do you have 5 different drugs that, let's say, lower blood pressure? And the reality is because humanity is not all the same. So one person's good drug that works perfectly, and another person works fine but gives them the hives. Or another person works fine and gives them nausea. And another person does not work at all. So it's always that double-edged sort of, look, they all make money. They're all here for money, and they all make 5 different versions of the same thing. But each drug, it's meant to solve the same problem, but the mechanism of action, how it gets there, is slightly different. And each one helps one person or doesn't help another.
Right. And I think that all drug companies want to be proactive on this. Like you said, they're trying to push this through and get it done, but it's still, there are some processes that it has to go through. Yeah.
And again, God forbid, but this could work great now, and you find out 10 years from now, everyone gets cancer from it. That's what the clinical trial is for, to try and identify factors, anything that shows it might do A, B, or C. And once they get past that, then again, it's the weighing is solving the cure and not killing you, or
Yes.
saying diabetes worth it. I don't know, something along that nature.
Oh, you're right. You're yes, yes. And having been involved in clinical trials, I mean, I know the ton of paperwork that's even involved for people who are involved in the clinical trials. So it's an involved thing. So it is what it is. I think they're trying their best, and I don't think although some people try to make it political, I don't think it's about politics. It's about trying to do the right thing and do no harm.
Agreed. At this moment, it's basically let's try and find something as quickly as possible, while still trying to beat the timelines, because there's a certain, you can't just turn it on. You have to make sure it doesn't do more harm than good.
Correct.
Check it out. You heard it here. You heard it here first.
Or
Hey,
know.
That's my favorite. I love that.
Hey, we are week day 28 in the quarantine. It's been a while since we've been bowling, and we know everybody's itching to come back. And I said this last week when you were on, and I know the bowlers that bowl in your league on Friday night certainly appreciate the updates in your Facebook group of what's going on and checking in. And and I want to assure those that are watching, Nazareth and I and the team here, every day we're talking about what it looks like to turn this back on. And we don't know when that is. We'd love to say June 1st, we're ready to rock and roll.
Yeah.
We'd love to say May 1st, we're ready to rock and roll.
We would love to. We'd love to say tomorrow.
Tomorrow. And then tomorrow doesn't. It's like the sign that says free beer tomorrow, and then tomorrow never comes. That's kind of how we feel. And so one day at a time, we're trying to figure it out. We've got a season that was in full swing. We've got a lot of things to consider. Finishing the season, not finishing the season, paying off the first half.
Right.
There's so many things that we're trying to take in consideration, because we know people want to come back to bowl. So keep those conversations going, because we're paying attention, and we'll be in touch with all of our league officers that are watching. We'll be in touch. We'll have the conversation, lay out some options, because we just don't know when we're going to get the green light.
Yeah, and even once they do tell us, once they start bringing businesses back online, we don't know what that's going to mean to us. And in a tight space with a lot of people together, we don't know what that's going to mean to us. So, as much as we want, believe me, we want this building filled with people. Not that we're sick of only seeing each other, but we miss everybody. We truly, truly do. And but on the other hand, we want everybody to be safe. We don't want to lose anybody. And it's tough decisions.
Definitely.
I know. I did see that you were. I think you were more upset about your bowling dinner.
Yes.
Than anything. I think it wasn't about bowling. It was like, well, I don't think the dinner is probably going to take place. But I could just hear the defeat in your head, because you guys had such a great time.
Oh, that's a dinner. That is a dinner. It certainly is. It certainly, and I think that that's the part of the success of your league, is that most of the people truly enjoy being around each other. So it's like an extended party. So we bowl, and then we're going to have a party, and it really is. It really, and I give you credit for that from the head down. That's why that league is so good.
We have fun. The dinner is definitely something we look forward to. We've already thought about possible scenarios around that. Getting a room there with Gennaro's hosting it, just at the end, whenever we decide to do whatever we're doing. But we'll do something. But absolutely, the party, the everyone there, the fun, and everyone knows each other.
Yeah.
Well, Ken, thanks for checking in with us.
Most appreciated. I mean, the rumors were just too much for me to handle. I had and I'm still around now. Now the hit job will start even more.
Oh my God, I can't.
All right. Well, thank you for stopping in and chatting, and for your information. That was great. That was a little extra surprise.
Oh, unexpected, but yeah, we went there, and yeah, true.
Yeah, we went there. It's good.
All right. Well, thanks, Ken. We'll see you soon. We'll talk to you and we'll take it from there.
Absolutely. Can't wait. Take care.
Stay safe.
Be safe.
Joanne, be nice to him. And be nice to your wife, too. All right. We'll catch you later. Thanks, Ken.
Thanks, Kenny.
You know, we're gonna be sending. We got to send this link to a few more folks to make sure we can check in with them. You know, maybe I should have started this conversation with Kenny while he was with us. You know, driving around these days is a little
Treacherous?
yeah. People have. I found that I know we live in New York, and we're not the best drivers. And I don't claim to be a great driver, but I believe I'm very cautious, and I have some idea of what's happening around me. But people that are driving around right now have, and because there are less cars on the road, they have little regard to what is happening around them.
They're probably really focused on getting what they need to get and getting back home. You know, I think there's fear, which is not what we really want. I mean, we want people to be cautious, but there's kind of a level of fear that I think makes people not really in touch with what's going around them, and a little.
Yeah, you think so?
I think.
I don't know.
I'm trying to give people benefit of the doubt, Frank. You know, that's what I do.
I am too. It's just one of those things where I'm telling you, the bus lane thing drives me bananas to begin with, because the bus lane, if you could park in it, you can drive in it. In the times, any other time except for the prescribed times, right? People decide to make right turns out of the middle lane. That's not how this works.
That's
you can drive you can make a right turn from the bus lane.
Yeah, I think people are a little paranoid about that too.
And so now it's worse because there's nobody on the road and no buses. They're just turning and not putting their signal on. If you're one of those people, I'm sorry if I'm insulting you. Can you please just pay attention to the road? I don't, Naz. I'm struggling here for people. You haven't experienced this?
I haven't really had a problem. Well, I'm not out that much. I mean, we come here occasionally. I'll stop at the pharmacy or a store if I need something at home on the way home. But I haven't been out on the road a lot. But no, luckily I haven't had a chance to.
I'm not on the road a lot. I leave my house. I come here. I go back home. I don't go to a store. I went to the bank to the drive-through. I mean, that's one stop. Maybe the dry cleaner. I've done that once. I'm not going anywhere. You know, I've picked up outside the bakery. I'm not going far.
I don't know, Frank.
Maybe I'm just because I will say
maybe you're a little sensitive to it.
I might be a little sensitive today because
they're crazy.
Thank you, Liz.
You're welcome.
See, somebody else agrees with me. I'm not the only person that thinks that people are crazy right now. If any of you are out on the road, I want you to share. I want you to share your thoughts, please, because I think that.
Maybe is it people, particularly with masks on? Maybe the mask makes people feel impervious to. That like they don't have to follow the rules. Maybe
is it the same thing like a person with a clipboard? Like they think they're important, so they can do whatever they want.
I don't know. Maybe.
Is it the same type of thing?
I don't know. This isn't a new problem for Staten Island.
No.
So
I don't have road rage, Brian. That's not what we're talking about. And if you're on the phone with me while I'm driving, yeah, I'll yell at people, but I'm not opening my window. I'm not flipping the bird. I'm sitting there just going, "Come on, turn already." And I have a lot of patience. I really have a lot of patience. But maybe it's the whole.
It's making people on edge, and I think that in general, people are in their cars. They're nervous about where they're going. They just want to go and maybe get home. And probably you feel the same way. You've told me that you don't like going into stores. You don't want to be out. So I think everybody collectively is a little on edge.
Yeah, I guess.
Maybe we can diffuse some essential oils into everybody's car.
Oh,
and
hey.
just and speaking of diffusing, essential oils. Linda Schott is here every day, and I didn't see her in here today yet.
She may not. I didn't see her pop in yet either. But and she's always sharing.
She always is.
There's always some good stuff. So, and I might be a little edgy today because I didn't sleep and I haven't really been sleeping great. I mean, just a lot on my mind.
Yeah.
This morning, 3:15 or so, I get up to music.
That's really the middle of the night. That's 3:15 is not it.
It's the morning. It's after 12. It's the morning. It's the middle of the night. All right, even makes it even worse. All right.
Middle of the
3:15. I wake up to blaring music throughout the house. So we have one of those, the intercom thing.
Right.
Blaring. So I'm like, what the? I wake up, I open the door. No, but now I'm thinking, so now, I've watched a lot of Criminal Minds. This is how you get set up. There's music, there's somebody walking. And now, of course, because I have that in my mind, I hear people walking through the house.
Right.
No. I go downstairs, I go to the speaker thing, and I press power. All right. And I lower a couple of the volume switches. Dining room, my room. All right, music's off. All right, music's off.
No.
Go back to my bed. 5 minutes. Bang. Same thing. So now I go back downstairs. I lower the volume, and now it says error on the little screen. Now I'm like flipping out. Did somebody come in the house? Did they turn the music on? Is there a ghost in the house? No, it does time like 10:15 every day. It comes on by itself, and then it goes off at like 9 o'clock. I go down to the basement, turn more down, go back up to my room. A few minutes later, again, I hear
Really?
Yeah, possessed. So now I figure out the actual power. I open up the thing, and I'm flipping the power on the device itself. So now it's, damn you, you're not getting back on again. I'll pull wires if I have to. So this morning I get up and I asked other people that are in my house.
Nobody heard a thing.
No.
Of course not.
No. And now the thing is busted. The thing's not working. I reset it this morning. I reset it, try to get it back on. Possessed. Now I've got error messages. It doesn't work. Now the thing is listening throughout the house. So if you're in another room, I can hear you talking. So now I just
bougie first world problem.
It just turned the whole thing up. But it's like that. It's funny when you build a house, and these are the things that what we have is like this the old school intercom music. It's just radio. It's nothing else.
Right.
I can't Bluetooth my phone to it. Nothing. No,
I understand what you're saying.
But it's like the old doorbell thing. Yeah. No, don't install those in your house. I think after a while they're terrible, and we can't even upgrade it. Just pull it out.
Just get Alexa.
Alexa's
Although Alexa could be scary too.
Yeah. The scariest is when Alexa
occasionally laughs for no reason.
Or just does something. I was watching a video this morning and the lady was talking to Alexa and my Alexa didn't stop. And I was pointing because we have an Alexa here that keeps the light keeps going on. So I don't know. But I may be a little testy today because of that.
All right. So maybe you didn't sleep so good last night.
I felt the same way about the
I'm going to bring a little diffuser to keep here tomorrow.
So we're chatting here. We're going back and forth. I want to share something. So Kenny Mitchell is working on getting into the live stream. He had something, so he wanted to come in a little bit later. He was trying to go live from the in front of the leopards, Naz. And so he sent us this video.
I'm excited.
So he is at the zoo, and he was standing at the leopards, trying to live stream with us.
I love the sound of the birds. Have you been hearing birds early in the morning? I actually thought that's what you were going to say.
Yes.
Yes, I've heard birds in the middle of the night too.
Yeah.
Yeah, every night.
Every day and night. Like they're not stopped.
Yeah. They might be thrown off a little bit too.
They might be. Naz, these leopards might be thrown off too. They don't know what's going on at all. He's just chumming along, hanging out.
I wonder if he's like nervous. Seems like he's pacing.
Maybe, and that could be the issue with the birds. The birds have been singing, and I don't know. Is it mating season? Is there a?
I don't know, but I know where my house. I live on the North Shore, and somebody in my neighborhood posted something that there's a that when the birds migrate or when they come in at certain seasons, that there's a certain area that they, I don't want to say they congregate, but that they go to, and it's a large part of it is across the North Shore. So I get to see a lot of different birds. So
this past week it started with the owls. I had an owl, and of course one of the nicer nights you leave the window open.
Yeah.
He didn't stop. Now you got to get up and close the window because you can't.
You invited him to sing outside the window.
I did. I left the window open. That's I don't leave it open on Tuesday nights because the garbage comes at all different crazy times, depending on what's going on. And now I feel like it's been earlier, so I don't Tuesday nights.
Well, yeah. Listen, imagine they probably want to be out, and
Wednesday's landscaping day. No, we don't leave the windows open. So I have a little window of opportunity that I leave the windows open. But that day with the owls, and then lately, Rachel Hillpot shared a video with me last week. She must have a family of birds outside her window, and with the window closed, you hear them.
Yeah, I hear them in my house with the window closed.
Yeah,
we have a lot of
Kevin, Mr. Rourke's being funny. Who? Yeah, unless it's you and your zoo in your house.
You heard owls?
Yeah, there's an owl. We have an owl. And yours is very distinct.
We have woodpeckers too.
You say that. I haven't heard them in a while.
And we have the mourning doves that kind of make a.
What kind of noise do they make?
I'm gonna record it and bring it tomorrow. I'm not gonna try to imitate it because I know you try to get me to do things like that, and then you laugh at me, the two of you. So I'm going to record it.
The morning. So how do you know it's a mourning dove?
Because of the sound it makes, and I wasn't sure what kind of bird it was.
But what does it sound like?
I'm gonna record it.
I don't know what it sounds like. What is a morning? Ladies and gentlemen, what does a mourning dove sound like? I think I might know one if I see one, but I don't know what they sound like. I think I see more pigeons and cats in my neighborhood than I do anything else.
It's not mourning like this is the morning. It's mourning like I'm sad mourning. So sounds.
Kevin, I'm not crazy. All right. He's telling me I didn't hear the owl. I didn't hear any birds. Like I said, the Rourke Zoo is only 2 doors down from me.
Oh yes, correct.
And that is the family zoo. There's 2 dogs. There's fish. There's
Stop doing it now.
You sure that's a mourning dove?
Not those.
That sounds like an owl to me.
We do have mourning doves around the house.
You heard a mourning dove is probably.
Well, I've heard both of those noises. Oh no, the owl is very distinctive, without a doubt.
I can't get it to play. Hit play.
Okay.
So
you hear them?
I hear them. Yeah, there's a lot of them by my house. I see them. I'm going to turn the sound down now so I don't get in trouble. We could ask. We're doing all this. We should just ask Ken Mitchell about the mourning doves.
We're sitting here. We're patiently waiting for Ken to come into the stream. He was having some technical difficulties, and he sent me this video, which I think is great. So we're going to share it again because I think it's cool. He was out with the leopards. So I said to him, I said, if you're not going to come in here, then just keep sending videos. He had to go to his office, and he was having some technical difficulties trying to teach an old dog some new tricks. And so now, because of that, I'm now getting text messages of mourning doves videos.
Good for you. That's good. That's awesome. Keep sending those mourning dove videos and sounds to Frankie.
Now you're making me sound like a crazy person. Because now,
you tried to get me to make the noise.
Yeah, I did. I think that's fun. I would have done if you asked me that. Now there's a porcupine running through our neighborhood. Although that's really not far fetched. We've got cats and lots of cats. We have a guy coming feeding the cats.
Yeah,
we had a bad
thing.
we really had a bad situation, and then it became war because at one point the cat feeder, and I'm not exaggerating, Kevin, you should get in the public chat here because right now you're on mine, and defend me. Although I don't know what you might say, so you might never mind. And I have pictures, and I'll show them another time because I can't get to them. It started down the block. He was putting little cat food in front of people's houses. And I'm sorry, that's our property. You don't feed it. Don't feed the cat. And because when you do that, you create other problems.
Right. I know people who feed cats. They have feral cats or whatever. They have cats that live outside, but they create like a little home for them, a little plastic bin, and they put the food in the bin so that the cats go there, not all over the neighborhood, because that creates other pest issues.
This started on the cross street. Sadly, because it started bringing mice, somebody put mice poison out. It killed their dog. Yeah. So now this gentleman was, I don't want to call him a gentleman.
It killed the person's dog?
Yeah. Yes. The guy was feeding the neighborhood, the feral cats, and
I didn't know.
The cats were coming, and then now they had a mice problem. They put mice poison out. Now their little dog went out, and of course, their little dog went out, and so now it forced this guy to go and start feeding elsewhere. So down the block, he started feeding. That neighbor had something to say after he figured out who it was and worked his way up the neighborhood. In front of Kevin's house. Then all of a sudden, in front of my house, in my yard, he was using, the Hungry Man frozen dinners.
The tray?
The trays with water. So now.
That's a nice setup if you're a cat.
The one night I go outside, there's a pile of food, I sweep it all up, I pick up the garbage. I swear the guy had to be watching me. The next night, no exaggeration, I have a picture to prove. I'll show it tomorrow. There were 9 piles up the side of the house, from the corner up to the end of my property, in the bushes, water. Naz, I sweeped up a bag of cat food. I don't want. Listen, you want to set up a point in front of your own house?
Correct.
Fine. You can't do this in front of other people.
Yeah.
I haven't talked. This is over a year.
So now, did you call 311?
Nah, that's a whole nother situation because that's no help.
I've called 311.
Yeah, so we have a problem. We have a there are, I'm telling you, 100 cats in the neighborhood. It's now that I think we finally like got this. People know about it.
Right.
The one neighbor was outside trying to watch the guy. Right. Everybody's aware of it, and I think he finally got the hint that, hey, you can't feed the cats here. But there's one nest. He's fat. He's
probably eating all the food.
Fat.
He probably putting
Garfield's fat.
So did he? So is it somebody that lives in your neighborhood?
No, he does not live in the neighborhood. We know exactly who this person is. I'm not going to.
No, obviously, I don't expect you to.
There were times like this. I would drop a link into the chat. I would link their Facebook page because we know that. See now, Kevin. Thank you, Kevin's. Fluffy, they call him. Him and his kids call that cat Fluffy. The cat is fat. He's not just fluffy. He's fat. And then they're all over the place. Yeah. And so it's sad because then you want to put the spots on your grass and the whole 9 yards. So fortunately, it's been.
And it's not good for the cats either. That's not a. It's not a healthy.
What did Bob Barker always say? Spay and neuter your pets. Control the pet population.
Spay and neuter your pets.
Maybe that's how we end the show every day now.
Spay and neuter your pets. Yeah, that was awesome.
That was awesome. Just like, and Drew Carey's kind of has continued that tradition.
Yeah.
Have you watched Price is Right?
No, we watch Family Feud, which is Steve Harvey is hysterical, and we watch Wheel of Fortune.
I'm a Wheel of Fortune fan.
We like the Wheel of Fortune.
So when Pat Sajak was out, his daughter filled in.
Yes, I saw that.
As Vanna, and Vanna filled in as host.
Right.
It was a little hard to watch.
Yeah, and I felt bad for her because people were really, really mean.
They were.
People are terrible.
They were not very nice to her, and she's good,
right?
But she was very uncomfortable.
Yeah,
it's not her deal. She loves to, and his daughter is beautiful. Yeah. She was great at the job of being Vanna, but Vanna maybe not so much.
With the co-host. We also watch Jeopardy, so those are all.
The greatest. Did you watch the greatest of all time? The Jeopardy.
The three guys, the top. Yes, we watched that. Yeah, those guys were. But one guy really didn't do good. and it was the one guy, I think, that did he win the most?
He's won the most money.
Yeah, and he was the one that did the worst of the three.
He did.
Yeah.
But he didn't have as much practice. He hasn't played in a long time.
Right,
so he
right.
didn't have
He's
as
the
much
older,
practice.
right? He's the older,
And he's not even older, but he goes back.
did it
Yeah.
so long ago. Yeah, yeah, we watched that.
I was concerned about it because it's these three smart guys. And
Right? Is it even going to be
exciting
fun?
to watch.
Right?
And the first episode, they cleared the rounds. They cleared the rounds like perfect, and it was like, all right, but they were still entertaining to watch.
Right.
And then the second episode, it just went downhill from there.
Yeah.
And it's been fun. I say it was fun to watch. Ken Jennings and him and Jeremy.
So the last guy that won, you're talking about. I don't know their names. I'm not good with the names.
Anyway, the latest one. I think it's Jeremy. Help me out, somebody, because I don't know if that's right.
He was very good.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
and he's savage. He's a savage on Twitter. He goes after everyone all the time, including Ken. And him and Ken go back and forth with each other with these memes, making fun of each other.
Oh, really?
And of course, he's upset that he wasn't the greatest, the GOAT. But they really played off. I thought it was really cool.
Yeah, it was
And
different.
Alex-
Different kind of
Alex
thing.
Trebek doing his thing, man. I think
He's
that's
hanging in there. He's hanging in there, and he has a really loyal following of people.
James, not Jeremy. James. Thank you, Dorothy.
Jeopardy James.
Jeopardy James.
Now you'll never forget that. Now Jeopardy James.
Yeah, I will. I like to watch Jeopardy. I do because you get the you learn a lot.
Yeah, because they throw in stuff for stupid people like me, and it makes me feel smart when I get one.
No.
And then the next category will be something I have no shot of ever knowing any of the answers. I barely understand the questions, but yeah, no, it's I enjoy watching it.
Cousin Lois says they have the same routine, Family Feud and Wheel, but there was no wheel last night. Why was there no wheel?
I don't know. We watched something else last night.
It was a Oh, you know what? I know it's a rerun, and only because
I have a new favorite show. Go ahead. I'm going to let you finish.
we have a lot.
I'm going to bring it up.
We have a lot of crazy friends on Facebook, and one of them we had on the show, Jay Nephew, who was doing work with Cubic AMF and talking about bowling from home and the whole thing. And he does a live stream watching Wheel every night.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, that's pretty funny.
Pull up a drink, grab a drink, and pull up and watch Wheel with him. And he's a fanatic, and so you like they play together, and he's yelling at the TV.
Right.
I did see that it was a rerun. I don't know why. It'd be nice to know why. Stuff for stupid people, yeah. Now, as I know what you mean, Kenny, you guys are not stupid, but you do feel.
Well, you
good
feel
when
stupid sometimes when you watch that show.
Yeah.
I mean, people know these obscure categories. Listen, it's great. I love seeing talented people, which brings me to my new favorite show is Songland.
Who?
Songland. Isn't the name of it? They have songwriters come in and perform their song in front of a panel of 3 songwriters. One of the guys is a guy from One Republic, and then there's 2 other people there. And they have a celebrity group or artist that is going to perform the winning song. But what they do is the artist comes in, they perform the song the way they see it, and then the writers and the artist kind of make it their own. So they go back, the 4 contestants go back, rework the song to fit the artist. And I'm telling you, it is so great to watch these songwriters who some of them are not only are they talented writing, but they're talented performers, actually see their song come to life.
That's cool.
Like last night they had Lady Antebellum on, and they had 4 songs. So they had the 4 people come in and present their song, and they kind of, we would do this, and we would make the beat this way, and you need a chorus because your song doesn't have a chorus, even though it's a great song. If you like music and like seeing how music kind of comes to life and how the process of songwriting goes, I loved it. I watched it before, but last night was
most
particularly good.
Most songwriters don't sing. So that's what interests me more.
Bonus. It was a bonus because these 4 writers that they had on last night, spectacular.
Apparently, Artie Horowitz loves that show. Brian's dad, who is Artie, likes this show.
See, I have something in common.
What channel is it on?
It came up. I don't know.
See, now you can't tell us to
I'm
watch
just
something.
a flipper. I'm a flipper of Songland. I'll look it up.
Is it still? We still call it that? Channel flipper?
Yeah. Well, yes.
Is it a remote or a clicker?
Oh, I call it a remote. I don't call it a clicker.
So you're not that old.
I am that old, but I don't call it that.
I remember a clicker.
I'm how many old that we used to have to get up and change the channel. And then if I changed the channel too fast, my father would yell because we were going to break it because we were spinning it too fast. It clicked for each channel, each of 5 channels that were available.
Yeah.
But no. If you, like I said, if you like music and see the process of songwriting, show is great. It really is. I think you would like it. I think your family would like it.
We definitely would. We watch Idol.
Channel 4, Dorothy says, thank you, Dorothy Butler. It's keeping us on our toes
She
today.
is. Well, that's why, when we ask a question, we hope that we know you're out there. So we appreciate you helping, as long as you know the information. Unlike watching Jeopardy, and then you feel excited when you get the answer right. And then when you get it wrong, you're like, oh, no, that's not right.
But I never put it in, when I answer a question on Jeopardy, I never put it in the form of a question.
No, why would we?
So I would have got it wrong anyway.
I like yelling. I do like yelling. What is?
Yeah. Yeah, because when I get one, I'm like, yes, I know that. Anyway.
Well, they had the Broadway, they had the Hamilton themed category one night. You would have fled right through it.
I still play the Hamilton on my phone. They have when you enter, which I've been entering for 3 years. The lottery to win tickets. After you enter the lottery, you can.
So if anybody happens to be watching the stream today, Nazareth's trying to tell you, if you have a connection, whenever Broadway reopens, she's been entering that lottery. We have lots of friends, and so you never know. But it's been. But you're still getting notifications to enter the lottery.
Actually, I haven't for the last maybe. Remember, I told you for the first 2 weeks, I was still getting it every day. I was still getting the update to enter the lottery, but I think it's been about 2 weeks since I got one. But yeah, I'm a huge Hamilton fan. I've never seen it. I know every word from beginning to end, which Frankie can attest to because I listen to it all day.
Yeah, so it went from when Naz and I first were working together in the office here. It was Phantom, and then Rent, and then Phantom. And Rents, and then Rents, and then Rents, and then if you're going to a concert, Naz will immerse herself into the music of the concert. So for a while, it was whether it was Billy Joel or
right. Well, it was Foreigner. It was Billy Joel. It was Coldplay. Yeah. I love music.
No, it's a good thing. I do too. I appreciate. Thank God we like some of the same music, which is good. So no, the lottery is suspended. Currently suspended. I did go check that out because I think that would be somebody there should have been fired over that.
Yeah.
Letting the app continuously send notifications. And Kevin figures it out. Who hides behind his wife's name because he doesn't have his own profile. How to get into the public chat on the Rabs Country Lanes page versus the watch party. See, look at you.
So what's going on at the zoo? Let's see.
Naz, I don't really know.
Can we just watch the animals?
We're gonna. We should watch the animal again.
And somebody was talking. I don't know if they were talking to somebody.
The otters weren't out. Oh, Kenny must have been. Maybe Kenny was trying to get to the other animals, and here he is again.
It just looks like this. He just keeps walking back. Oh, is this people out there? Oh, there's people.
I think he's so. One of the things I want to talk about with Ken is the fact that they've got. He does have some staff there. Of course, they have to care for the animals.
Obviously, yes.
They have to care for the animals, and which is great. Listen, you got to take care of them.
Right.
And they also they were going live every day, showcasing the animals,
which is great. I love that idea. It gives the parents that are homeschooling something a little different to maybe show their kids and bring up a different kind of a discussion. Something new, something different. And it's right on Staten Island, and you could plan a field trip in the summertime when all the quarantine is over and see all the stuff that maybe you learned about.
Yeah. Well, we have a family membership. So Thomas and Allie love the zoo.
Kids love the zoo. How could you not love the
Our
zoo?
friend Katie and Sean Riley, they take the kids all the time because again, it's a learning opportunity, and the kids love it. And you would get the membership. You go as often as you want during the year. And Kenny came through, but he's not here. But we've got check this out. I don't know what animals we got here. Oh,
Ostriches. Are they emus? Are they ostriches?
I don't know the difference. See, that's the
I
problem.
don't know either.
Got,
Let's figure it out. Ostrich or emu?
Nice and peaceful.
That's what I always loved about the zoo. It was most of the time it was nice and it was peaceful.
Yeah.
The differences between an ostrich and an emu. I don't want to watch a YouTube video. I just want you to tell me.
And wait, another one here.
It's shorter. They are cousins.
Oh, now this is peacefulness.
You laugh.
No, I don't laugh. I love
But
fish.
on my TV in my bedroom, I have a YouTube that it shows a underwater scene that I like to keep up. I like to keep on my TV when I'm doing something in my bedroom. Maybe I'm cleaning or something, rather than having the depressing news on all the day.
Dennis told us that is an ostrich.
Thank you, Dennis. Yeah, emus supposedly are shorter and smaller.
Okay.
So, what is on the Liberty Mutual commercial? That's an emu, right?
I think it's an emu. Yeah, the Liberty Mutual commercial. Yeah, and the fish are really cool in here.
Yeah.
I think they recently did a renovation of the aquarium space. So this looks like some of what was redone, which is pretty cool.
Yeah.
We could also go to my brother's house.
Yes, he's a big fish fan.
Tommy loves fish. Tommy's got a fish. Tommy's got a cool fish tank. As teenagers, we had fish, and it was fun. But it's a lot of work. Those saltwater tanks.
Yes. Yep.
Are a lot of work.
They certainly are. They require tender loving care and a lot of balancing the water and balancing the chemicals. I guess it's like having a pool for a fish, where the chemicals have to be balanced all the time.
Yeah, and so now we had them. We didn't have all the fancy tools. There's an app for that controls the light.
Oh yeah, I'm sure there is.
Everything.
Why would they not
So
be?
Tommy gets alerts all the time about the fish, and I will say he's been going to
the place
down the block, and so in the shopping center next to Paco's, over from Paco's,
where Casa. Well, I'm sorry, Bruno.
Next to Bruno's, yeah, right next to Bruno's. I'm going to tell you, if you need fish or supplies for your saltwater, I think he's got both. He's got some really great stuff. It's really dark. The guy sells on eBay. He also sells online, which is how he kind of started the brick and mortar store, which is cool. So we also, while we're sitting here, I was laughing about the Rourke Family Zoo. Here it is. Here is this is Skittles, the macaw.
Ryan, hold it away from the cart.
Are they giving it a bath?
There you go. Yeah.
No.
What are they doing?
It looks like it looks like Skittles is getting a bath.
The bird doesn't clean its bath?
Ryan, hold it away from the
How
cart.
pretty is this?
There you go.
This is
Yeah.
Skittles. No. Yeah, you thought I was kidding. I'm not kidding. He's got hermit crabs. He's got the macaw, which Ryan has got a large interest in animals, and
Yes.
I believe he wants to be a vet or a vet tech, and it's awesome. And when you talk to Ryan, you learn so much. And Skittles is not a year old yet, or almost maybe now a year old. Kevin,
Wasn't
tell
there
us
a
about
process?
Skittles.
Wasn't there a process?
Yes,
they
we have
do
to
it
shower him.
Wow, that's.
They had a bearded dragon. I don't know if they still have the
Well,
bearded
that's
dragon.
Dennis. has it. That's Dennis
No,
Constantino.
oh, he does. I'm sorry, I misread
Yeah, he
that.
has a fish tank, a saltwater fish tank, and
And
a bearded dragon.
I thought he was also telling us he had an ostrich, but he was correcting us on the
He
ostrich.
was telling us it
He was
was
telling
an
us
ostrich,
that it
not
was
an
an
emu.
ostrich.
There goes Greta.
So
She's walking it.
I think that's cool. You know, we should also ask about the family pets. So you know, we've got one family pet. Let's share with us send us your family pets.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
I had I always had a little puppy, but sadly I don't, and I miss it and don't miss it at the same time. I miss him. Don't get me wrong.
Right.
But the
right.
fact of having the animal is a different story. Skittles will be a year in July, but the cool thing, the crazy thing about having a macaw or a parrot, you can't just bring them into your home.
It was like an adoption process.
Yeah, for X months you go visit. You have to bond with the bird. You also can't just give it away. They live a very long time. You have to will these things,
Obviously,
and you have to be very careful with how when that time comes, or whether somebody's passing or moving it on to somebody else or willing it. There's a big process, but that Skittles is really cool.
Well, might have to do a little Skittles Zoom, but maybe call it.
Skittles call it.
Skittles call it.
I don't know if Skittles might not talk to us, but we'll try to get him to talk.
Kevin could get him.
60 to 80 years they live, which I know a friend of mine has one that's about 50. And again, it was willed and had a hard time in the beginning of being moved on to somebody else. It got to bond, but not the bonding that it had with someone. Fortunately, the bird's still going, but I've heard horror stories. Sadly, you hear horror stories when they don't have that chance to bond with someone. Or
what do? They
die. They like kind of shut down.
Really?
Dennis is telling us he's got his own petting zoo. So maybe we could start a Rab's Family Zoo membership, and we can go visit the Constantinos
and the
Rourkes. I always laugh. They could charge admission to get into that house sometimes. And then the neighborhood cats. They could come to my house, and we'll show off the neighborhood cats.
And you know what? Maybe next week I will bring Presley in.
Presley was here. We did talk a little bit about Presley. Presley was running in the parking lot, and he was running around the pro shop.
Yeah, we'll bring him in. We'll let him
have Presley around.
Yeah.
As long as he doesn't,
No, he won't
do his business on the.
No, he won't.
On
We
the
don't have to
carpet.
worry
We have
about
enough things that do their business on the carpet. Oh, Naz, I'm sorry that we missed Kenny today. We will get Kenny in here. We may have to bring Kenny here. We'll figure it out. Naz, I'm just saying.
Okay.
We will get Ken on with us. Sadly, we didn't get him to join us, but I'm glad he sent us those videos of the animals. There's a lot happening at the zoo, and I tell people one of the things I think any city or any town that has cultural institutions, we take them for granted. They're there. The zoo is there. Nobody and people don't take advantage. No different than living here. I tell everybody this is the greatest city in the world. I believe we have access to so much food, nightlife, cultural, the music, you name it, we have it. Parks. And I know people that lived here all their lives and never been to Statue of Liberty, have never been to the Empire State Building. And these are things that fortunately we get to do as kids in school on trips.
Yeah.
But even here on Staten Island, we've got some great institutions that we just don't take advantage of.
Snug Harbor, beautiful grounds.
The Tibetan Museum.
The Tibetan Museum.
The National Lighthouse Museum. The zoo is great. And the cool thing, we talked about the zoo membership, it ties to the other zoos in the networks.
Yeah.
When you travel, and you can actually use your membership in the network. Yeah. So I wanted Kenny to talk a little bit about what was going on at the zoo. They have some projects. So we'll get on here, and I'm glad that he shared some videos with us, him walking around the zoo but couldn't connect to us. Maybe he's trying to tell me something, but I'll get him. I'm on him. But this has been fun. This is always fun. So now we can officially dub this episode maybe as the show about nothing.
It really was a show about nothing.
Not necessarily nothing, but yeah.
It was about nothing.
We talked about everything.
We talked about everything, which was nothing.
So now we officially have an episode, the show about nothing. So thanks to Ken Mitchell for that. And thank you to the Staten Island Zoo. But really, thank you for sharing those videos. Because
you know what it did? Cool. No, I shouldn't say it's about nothing. it shows that we could probably sit here for hours and literally talk about nothing
with an audience.
with an audience.
It's like
With
walking in
an
your
audience.
office.
We've got there are some things that were going on here. We will, for our league bowlers, the pot of gold was going on for the month of March. We'll announce those winners this week.
Yep.
I was working on verifying averages in between all of this, checking that out. We'll get those standings posted and final results, because we'll end that.
Yep.
So this upcoming week we'll post it. We'll announce it. There's some winners that got some cash coming to them when we can get them their money, which was a month-long in-league tournament,
Yeah,
which we got most
that's
of it
pretty
through. I think
cool.
we only missed a couple.
Yeah,
Sadly, we missed a couple nights at the end.
right?
So for those that entered and participated, we'll get those up shortly, and you'll be able to claim your fund. You'll have something extra. You not only look forward to come bowling, but you'll
Yeah.
have some money waiting for you.
Yeah.
Too. We talked a little bit with Kenny about the league season, and again, we're a little up in the air. We're trying to figure it out day by day. We've got an action plan to the best of our ability, but it all depends on the date. So
Yep.
we're talking with your league officers, and we'll continue. We'll restart that conversation, so you guys are in the loop. But we're home, quarantined, trying to do our thing, one day at a time.
What are you gonna do? You just got to get through the day. I mean, I'm cooking a lot of meals, man. My oven is pumping, my stove is going, and
So you're navigating the 3 and the 4 buttons that don't work.
actually, the piece is coming in today.
Okay.
You know what? I'm gonna see if it's delivered already.
So if anybody missed, Naz we were talking about cooking and the time that we're taking at home, we're cooking more, but Naz's oven doesn't, the 3 and the 4 button doesn't work. So,
And the zero. And the
and
zero.
the 0. So she has to compensate. So we're cooking on $2.99 and then $5.99 to finish it up. Is that
So
what
I
you're
can
doing?
get to 511.
$5.11. Okay.
511.
And I mean, that's fun. That's fun.
Sometimes you have to do what you got to do.
It is funny. I think my body's in shock. Being home early every night, eating home cooked meals, and it's just not the same. So we'll get there. We really do miss everyone. And Michelle loves us. We love you too, Michelle. Ronnie, thank you. We just hope to bring smiles to your face. You guys do through the comments, and we want you to keep doing that. Dennis, you can text or Facebook message or
Still up for
email
delivery.
those photos of your pets, because I guess maybe we'll start a pet segment within our show
Maybe we could do that.
today. And we can have the meme of the day. We can have the pet of the day. Hillary Butler, thanks for reminding me that I had 2 great weeks of bowling, and then Rob put me in the pot of gold the night that she had an average night. Hillary, it's funny that you say that. I sadly, when compiling the results, I see that because I go back to the scores and pull them in, and I'm like, oh, that would have been the perfect night for them to have entered the pot of gold, or vice versa. So yeah, I get it. But that's the chance we take. Tell your husband that he's got to take a chance on you more often, and next season to put you in every week.
Every week.
On Sundays. I mean, for $5, we do it for $5 a shot. And again, you bowl multiple nights. You can't go in it every night because there's only so much money to be won.
Right.
We pay it all out, but we want as many people to
Give it a try.
To give it a try and win some money. So those pictures of your pets, we now have a new segment. So this is how these things started. We have music Mondays, we have food Thursdays, Pro Bowler Saturday, the meme of the
And
day.
maybe we
the
can
pet of the day.
maybe we'll get a vet to come on
Oh,
and
yeah.
talk about. I have the perfect person.
Perfect.
Perfect person.
We should.
She actually did. She did a group meeting for how to mourn for the loss of your pets. So she's very in touch.
Well,
And which anybody who's lost a pet, I mean, it's happened to both of us.
I
And
don't want to bring it
it's
down.
it's right. No, she won't talk about that.
Okay.
But I mean, she's very in touch with, the animals' importance in people's lives.
I do love. There's the dog, and I don't remember his name. On Instagram, the owner is a speech pathologist, and she's teaching the dog. How to
I
talk.
did see that. I
Like those
did.
buttons.
she has
Like
a-
these
yes.
type of buttons, like
Yes.
the easy button,
I saw that.
and they're laid out on the floor, and
Yeah.
the dog uses them. I think it's absolutely incredible what you can teach these animals.
Dogs are really
so
smart.
We're going to start it off. The pet of the day is Skittles. Here's Skittles again.
Getting a shower. Skittles.
The Rourke family. Is the pet of the day.
There you go. Yeah.
Oh, I love it. I absolutely love it. So send those in to us.
Whose shower is that they're showering the bird in? Is what I want to know.
They're home.
Is that the kids' shower or the? I don't think it's Kevin and Stephanie's shower.
Well, have you been in Kevin and Stephanie's shower?
No, I know. I can't imagine Stephanie going in the shower with the birds running there. I don't know.
Yeah, you're right. Probably. You're probably right. You're probably near the bathroom. Stephanie's. Yeah, I could see Stephanie. Not in my shower. Not in my shower.
I didn't say that stuff. He did. So anyway,
we talked a lot about them today. I'm sorry.
Yes, we did.
I'm sorry.
It's
Sorry,
all right.
Stephanie.
This is our friends.
We love you. But that's the pet of the day. We have the other animal. The animals of the day. Thank you, Kenny, for sharing those. We did miss you. We were talking about cats, and I said we had 2 memes of the day, and so
we showed one.
We showed one. This is a little silly, but it's funny.
I just did that before.
When you can finally cough after holding it in, so people don't think you have the coronavirus. It looks like a seal, though. The cat's got this like a seal face happening. That is funny. That is so true. I did stop at the post office today to drop in the mailbox.
And somebody coughed?
Well, no. So we're all trying to be very conscious of not being. Okay. And there were a lot of cars. There's no reason for me to go in. They still have the mail. There are mailboxes outside, but they don't have the things anymore. Just the
oh, that's good. Yeah, it's good. I don't want to touch anything.
I put gloves on anyway because I didn't know. I clearly was walking towards the bins to go drop the mail. And this younger person, not a kid, young adult, comes running from their car with a mask. I didn't put a mask on. Sorry. And you gave me a mask. I have it. I did not wear it because I was getting out quick and there was nobody around. Okay. He literally parked the car, zipped right in front of me to drop the mail in the box. Dude, you clearly see somebody walking to the box. I'm not far. We're trying to stay away. And then he looked at me like I was crazy. Like, what are you doing so close to me? You just ran across the parking lot. All right, it wasn't across the parking lot, but whatever it was, in front of me to go drop the mail.
Because people are out of their minds with anxiety. You know, we're a very anxious. I think in general, people in Staten Island and New York are kind of, tense and pent up, and this is kind of ratcheted things up quite a bit. I mean, it's made people a little bit more. I'm out for myself. You worry about you. I'm worried about me.
Yeah. And by the way, Kevin tells us that's Ryan's bird. Ryan's shower.
Okay. Well, there you go. There's the answer.
And Kenny, send us videos or pictures. You got a cute little dog at home.
Yeah,
too.
He does. Havanese, I believe.
Yeah.
They have.
So shoot those over to us. We want to share them. Well, thanks for joining us live from Rabs today. We are now officially calling it episode 24. The show about nothing. Ronnie, I'm not having. Frank had a rough Tuesday. Maybe you're right. Maybe I'm not really having a rough day. I'm a patient person for the most part. I do get excitable. I think we are. To your point, I think we do stress. We are stressing a little bit.
Everybody's a little.
I think I'm a little on edge today because of the music and the lack of sleep today with no birds. But if I will say, my hair would be taller today, and I probably would look worse if the birds
and the
music happened and the garbage. If everything happened at one time. And I will remember. Garbage goes out tonight.
Oh, that's right. It's Tuesday.
It is Tuesday.
Mine went out last night.
So I will remember that. We're starting to remember the day. And I do drink green tea. So thank you for. I have my cappuccino in the daytime, and I drink tea throughout the day. Chamomile. Green tea works. I just think the lack of sleep, I think is what it is. Tough time. We'll get through it. We'll get through it together.
CBD oil helps too with the anxiety a little bit. You don't get high from it.
No. You never know. Just might give it a shot. I don't need to be. Do I need to be mellow? Do you try to tell me something?
I'm just saying if you feel like you're on edge, it does help for anxiety. Our whole
The post office kid got me a little edgy.
Yeah,
That got me edgy.
you saved that to the end, but I think that might have been the straw.
It might have been.
That might have been the straw.
That's right. It is what it is.
It is what
I mean, we're having fun. We do enjoy doing this. We say it every day. We miss you. We know you're going to get sick of us, but we're glad that you hang around and you watch and join us. We've had a good weekend. We're going to have a great week here. Tomorrow we're going to talk some bowling. Pro Bowler Saturday includes the Bone family. Thursday we've got a weekly check-in with Pam. We're going to talk food. So this week we're talking bowling, food, some entertainment. At some point we'll get Kenny to come on here, or maybe a tape delay video.
Right. Let him video and then he can show us some animal things. Maybe we'll send him some questions.
Yeah, maybe we'll do it that way. It didn't work out for us today. It didn't work out last week. Didn't work out for us today, but we'll figure it out. We're going to check in with some of our staff. You've been asking, so we know we're going to check in with our team. We're going to be checking in with some bowlers. Oh, I like this comment. I know because now I'm going to share it. Good old Brian. I drink green tea. I could be nuttier. That I don't know if that really explains a lot or not.
Yeah, okay, I'll leave that.
Oh, I love it. All right. Well, thanks for watching. Thanks for tuning in.
Thank you.
You'll never get this hour and 15 minutes back.
Right, correct.
But we hope I'm glad that you enjoy watching us. I know you'll go back and watch us. For those, I will say the cool thing about this is that even though we're at 2:00 every day, people are working. We know, and I can tell from the viewership because we get a lot of views. We get a lot of drive-bys, of course, and I think that's with any video. But we get a lot of people that tune in on a regular basis, and then after work. I know Joe Cal is the best one late at night.
He gives us his daily recap.
He does, and then he apologizes for texting late at night. That's
but meanwhile, Frankie and I both sitting there. We answer his text right away, so we're not. It's not like we're not up.
Oh, and Netflix. We started The Crown. We never watched The Crown.
Really? That's a couple years old, right?
Yeah, I think it's whatever how many seasons. It's the story of Elizabeth II. The cool part is that of course she's still alive, so she just turned 91, 92, right? Yeah. It's incredible to know the
history.
We've watched a lot of those things, but the show is done really, really well.
Yes.
So if you haven't watched The Crown, go add that to your list. All right. I think we're done for today. Thanks for watching. Thanks for tuning in again. Like and share this with everyone. We want to reach as many people. Have some conversations. We have a great week ahead. Thank you to Ken and the Staten Island Zoo.
Thanks to Ken Soto for calling in and sharing his wealth of information with us.
Yeah, I mean that was great. I didn't tell him. We just told him, hey, come in and check in with us, and then we talked a little bit about drugs. So if you want some information about some drugs,
legal drugs,
go check it out. Well, hey Naz, that was fun.
It was awesome.
We'll see you tomorrow here at 2:00.